Okay, so this is a switcher. A switcher is a piece of equipment, not a position. The position would be called a technical director. Okay, and it's important to distinguish both. Now, even though you might be doing light switching, just two cameras back and forth, stuff like that, it is still important to note that you are switching. Okay, so right down here, we have our preview row, or this says preset, but this is if I ready something in preview. So if I ready camera 1, you now see camera 1. There's nothing in program except for black. If I hit cut here, I'm just going to hit cut. You can see it moves from preview to program. I didn't record this. Now we have multiple different types of sources. We have cameras, we have computers. On camera 3, I actually have a computer source coming in. Okay. And that is through a scan converter. And we can have multiple different things. I can bring up bars here. Those bars are having some problems.
Is there 720 for Hall of Fame?
Oh, we never change everything back.
Sorry.
We have what are called mini MEs, which are, if you look at this console, we have ME2 down here, and then ME1 up top here. And we'll get into that in just a moment. Okay, so right here is where I would trigger that ME1 if I built something up top there. Okay, on M1, which is a media bank, I have loaded in a color wheel, just a simple shape. And through a flash drive, you can load in whatever you want. There are 4 M's, media bank 1, 2, and if I hit shift, 3, 4. Okay, so preview row, program row, this is live. Okay, whatever would go to your live stream or your recording. Up here we have our auxes and custom key selects. So if I wanted to take something and make it a key, I would simply hit key 1, and I would hit cam 1, and then I would just make it a DVE, digital video effect. And now I can come over and you'll see cam 1 is here. The rest of them say black. But cam 1 is there, and I can put that, if I put that on the screen, it looks like this. But what else I can do with it, if I grab this guy right back here, I can shrink it, I can put it in the corner, I can do anything I want with it until I take it out, just with those buttons. Well, you don't want to do a lot of that live. So that's where the ME comes in, ME1. Now, there's 2 ways to look at an ME. This could be a whole different section of switching, meaning that I could have this going to IMAG or image magnification, okay, and we switch what is live up there, and then I'm switching the record down here. Or I can pre-compose things up top here. So I can make funny looking things and have them work up here and then bring them down, put them in program with this button here. Okay. Now when we switch, we always ready, then take. Ready 1, take 1. Ready 2, take 2. Ready 3, so on. Okay, ready computer, fade computer, or dissolve computer. And those are my auto trans over here. So I hit auto trans, it'll do whatever is up here. So dissolve means a wipe. Means to dissolve. A wipe will wipe across the screen. A DVE will do some silly effects. You can see the different type of effects it'll do up here. Okay. Now, traditionally, in broadcasting, we don't use these. We use a dissolve or a cut. Okay. Dissolve in from black, so we're going to stand by in black. Ready, dissolve to camera 1. Ready, 2, cut to camera 2. You notice the whole time I'm not touching the T-bar. And that's because we don't really tend to use this as much as people think. You think that's the first thing on and you can blast asteroids out of space. But what this is going to do for you is actually cause more trouble than it's worth. We use the auto trans because the T-bar can kind of a little too manual. You don't know how fast you're going, how slow you're going, stuff like that. Okay, so I'm going to technically direct a show here, and I don't have too many sources, so we're going to see what it comes out like. So first I know I'm going to ready my camera 1 in preview, and when I'm ready, we're going to go 3, 2, 1, fade to 1. And there we are live with camera 1, okay? And then camera 2 is bars for us right now, so maybe we don't have a source. So we're going to ready camera 2, and we're just going to cut to camera 2. So I'd say ready 2, take 2, or cut 2, however you like it. And then we're going to start getting fancy with it, and I want to go up and get key select M1. Okay, and now over here, you can't see it, but I can. It says M1 over here, and we're going to put that in preview. And I want to auto select. Chroma key? No, I don't want a chroma key yet. There it is, and our transparency needs to go. Clip gain needs to come down. And so I'm just setting parameters for this stuff. A lot of this stuff you start before the show. And there's a lot of different modes you can do. But now I've created a graphic that I would do bring over. And this could be a pie chart or something like that. You could bring over whatever you needed to bring over. Okay, so we have a lot of that going on. Now up top here, we could bring in some more unusual things. So if you're looking at the viewfinder now, the multi-viewer, excuse me, and we bring in cam 1, but what I want to do with cam 1 is key select it and make it a DVE for digital video effect. Oh, let's turn it on. Cam 1, let's go to black. Cut. Uh-oh. Key select 1, that DVE. There we go. I just reset the key because it was lost in outer space somewhere. And I can do that. And then I can do key select 2, that, cut it on. And we want to DVE that. And we're going to take this and make it smaller. Now I'm doing this all pre-comped. So it's just hanging out in the window. You can see that I have just bars in program, but that, now I'm going to ready ME1 right here. And we're going to take off our key select. Oops. And we're going to ready it, and we're going to take it. And now we have 2 cameras up. We have multiple things up. A picture in picture. You can get very detailed in this. You can get their names in there if you have them under the media, the M1, M2 type of thing. We also have mini EMIs, which mini EMIs only allow for 2 effects, 2 keys, and they can help like combine things and construct things a little bit differently. And it's a lot of fun to build these things out because that's what professional level technical directors are doing. Rather than just cutting, camera 1, cam 2, circle, so on and so forth, okay? So it's really important to know where your things are at. This comes with practice. Also, you need to have enough sources in it for it to really make sense. But you can make a lot of different things. Like I can recall different banks if I come up here, and let me just see what I have. Okay. That went away. There we go. Now I'm in ME1, and I just pull it. Am I in ME1? In M1, I'm sorry, I want to take ready ME1 and cut. And there you go, we have a quad going with a background. And a lot of intricate things to it. And these are called macros. Which my macros don't seem to be alive right now. There we go. Here's a cool macro. It's a try. And here's another macro that has a circle icon in it, and we can change that circle icon. So we just have to go to DSK1 and make it camera 1. Right? It's that simple. Or we can make it cam 3, which is the computer source coming in. Okay. So switching is a lot of fun. There's a lot of advanced things that you can do with it. For the most part, you're going to get used to cutting 1, 2, 3, stuff like that. But the idea is to get it cut right, to make sure that you are cutting when you need to be cutting. Cut on that beat, follow that movement, bring in stuff like that. If I cut to a presentation, I'm going to transition into it and transition out of it. Cool. Well, thank you for watching. I'm going to ready black and fade to black.